welcome to the first ever virtual edition of It's Academic for Charles County Public Schools. I'm Randy Runyon. COVID-19 has caused us to adopt a new format and new way of holding this competition, but like the famous, the show must go on, and it will. Before we begin, Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Hill, would like to start with a few opening remarks. Dr. Hill?
Thank you, Randy, and hello, everyone. I wish you could see the smile on my face. But because I'm in a room with lots of other people, I'm wearing a mask, as we all should when we're around other people. But this is pretty darn amazing that we have, and I say we by meaning all of the folks who've been working on this project here at Central Office as well as at our schools, figured out how to run It's Academic, even though we're not physically with each other in a big auditorium. I'm so proud of the work that all of you have done virtually with each other. These preparations, even though different from what they've been in the past, have prepared you and will prepare you for things that you will need in the future. Your willingness to work together as a team, your ability to overcome obstacles, like not being able to be in the same room with each other, your ability to now manipulate all of this technology, all of those things are going to help you in the future. And the best thing about this moment right now is it is bringing some sense of normalcy to a school year that has not been anywhere near normal. But we do It's Academic. We highlight the talents of our students across all 7 high schools, and we look forward to this every single year. And I'm just so excited that we're able to continue this competition today. So best of luck to all of you. Take a deep breath, relax, and then show us what you know. And every team, every person who's competing today is a winner as far as we're concerned. I want to say thank you to all of the sponsors, all of the principals, all of the teachers, and all of the central office staff who have worked so hard to prepare you and to make this event happen today. I also like to thank the Waldorf JCs for once again sponsoring this event for us in Charles County Public Schools. We are a great community because of agencies like the Waldorf JCs who partner with us regularly. So good luck, everyone. I can't wait to see how it goes. And I'm going to turn it back over now to Mr. Runyon. Randy, thank you so much for your years of dedication and support. I'm wondering, are you going to have the same jokes for Mr. Wrestler, or is this just going to be more of a straightforward event? But we always look forward to your managing all of the questions and answers. So thanks and good luck, everyone.
Because it's a virtual format, the format has been modified for our competition. Each team will have 3 rounds of questions. We will start with all the teams answering the first round of questions. After that is done, we will move on to round 2 and then to round 3. Scores for each schools will be displayed after each round. Because there is no buzzing in this year, you will have 8 seconds to respond after each question. Several questions in rounds 1 and 3 have a graphic that will be shared with you on your screen. Because you are joining us from your home, you may have a paper and pencil ready for the math questions. You are competing on the honor system, so we trust that no one will try to find the answers elsewhere. In case of a tie or ties, questions will be asked at random to each team until a team has answered each question correctly. The winner from tonight's competition will compete virtually on the locally televised It's Academic competition on December 13th, and that show will air on February 27th, 2021. Then the second place team will have a spot reserved for them in the fall for the 2021 television season. All right, let's get started. Round 1 is a team round. The questions will cover all different subject areas and will include a couple graphics that will be put on your screen. You'll be awarded 10 points for a correct answer and minus 10 points for an incorrect answer. We will get each team to answer questions in the order that play was determined randomly. Thomas Stone, since you're the first team, you may stay in this main room. Before we begin round 1, let's meet the team from Thomas Stone High School.
Hello, my name is Bryce Powell. I'm a senior at Thomas Stone High School, and I'd like to thank our principal, Ms. Pearl, and our administrative staff.
Hello, my name is Faith Meadows. I'm a junior at Thomas Stone, and I'd like to thank our alternate, Lacey Kite, and our team member, Rylee Seaman.
Hello, I am Eryn Huber. I'm a junior at Thomas Stone. I'd like to thank our coach, Miss Jeffrey, and I will be the designee giving the final answer.
All right, welcome Thomas Stone. Let's get ready for round one. We have 10 questions. You have 8 seconds to respond once I ask the question. You get 10 points for answering correctly. You lose 10 points for an incorrect answer. All right, here's our first question. This process includes advection and diffusion. Name this process of heat transfer through a fluid, often detected within Earth's mantle and taught along with radiation and conduction.
Wasn't that convection?
Yeah, convention. The answer is convection.
That is correct. Here's your next question. This is a graphic. They came together when the original partnership broke off with Mary Hart before the opening of Oklahoma, one of this pair's famous musicals. Name this famous partnership pictured here that went on to create such famous musicals as The King and I, Cinderella, and The Sound of Music.
Time.
We're out of time. The answer is Rodgers and Hammerstein. Here's your next question. Its final endpoint was in the Willamette Valley. Today, signs on this 19th century route portray the Conestoga wagon used by travelers on what road from Missouri to the Pacific Northwest?
Wouldn't that be the Oregon Trail?
Yeah.
I believe so, yes.
The answer is the Oregon Trail.
The answer is correct. Here's your next question. Its Japanese versions are pulled toward the user, not pushed away. Name this hand tool that you can use to remove a knot from a piece of wood by slowly removing layers of the wood until the knot is gone.
Time.
That would be a plane. All right, here's our next question. This character's violent nature takes over its host body. Name this evil man who kills Sir Danvers Carew in a Robert Louis Stevenson novel, but is still the beneficiary of the will of Dr. Henry Jekyll.
Time.
That would be Edward Hyde. Here's our next question. Name the deadly tropical disease called the ague in the 1800s that is caused by the Plasmodium parasite and transmitted by the Anopheles mosquito.
Malaria?
Yeah, I believe so.
The answer is malaria.
That is correct. Next question. Here's a graphic. What document, a drawing from which is seen here, is authorized by the Constitution to give inventors the exclusive right to their respective discoveries and prevents others from using their work for about 20 years?
Patent. Would it be a
Yeah.
patent?
Yeah.
The answer is a patent.
That is correct. Here's your next question. Math question, also a graphic. Solve for x in this equation seen on your screen.
Time.
Oh, I'm sorry. The answer is 26. 26. Next question. Another graphic. Name the part of speech of the underlined word shown here in the following sentence. He made all the costumes for the entire play by himself.
Time.
Pronoun. Here's your final question, round one. After an invitation from NASA, he walked back his statement that astronauts have never landed on the moon. Name this basketball star who makes three-point shots for the Golden State Warriors.
Time.
Steph Curry is that answer. And that's the end of your round, Thomas Stone. Nice job. Now we have the team from La Plata. Let's meet the team from La Plata High School.
Hi, I'm Sam Yorio, and I'm a senior at La Plata. I would like to thank our coaches, Mr. Schoenbauer and Mr. Holmes, for keeping us moving forward during these tough times, as well as Mr. Dolan, our principal, who also keeps us motivated.
Hi, I'm Eric Valentine. I'm a junior at La Plata High School, and I would like to thank our wonderful alternate, Asta Patel, for joining us today, and all of our teammates for their support this season.
Hi, my name is Will Alcorn, and I'm a freshman. And on behalf of the team, I'd just like to thank our members, families, and friends for supporting us through our journey. It's very important to us that they encourage us and keep us going.
All right, we welcome the team from La Plata. And La Plata, we're getting ready for round one. Once again, we have 10 questions in this round. You have 8 seconds to respond once I ask the question. You'll have 10 points for answering correctly. You'll lose 10 points for an incorrect answer. Here we go. Here's our first question. It is caused by the cornea being shaped like a football, not a baseball. What vision problem is corrected with glasses that create one focus point for light to hit the retina and make vision less blurry?
Conferring astigmatism.
Agree.
Final answer, astigmatism.
That is correct. Next question. It's a graphic. The Google Doodle honoring his birthday is seen here. What artist compiled his wildlife paintings into his major work, Birds of America, in the 1800s?
No answer.
No answer. That would be John James Audubon. Next question. He traveled the Mississippi to teach Christianity to Indian tribes in what is now Illinois. What French Jesuit priest is the namesake of a Wisconsin university?
No answer.
No answer.
No answer. That would be Jacques Marquette. Next question. It used white at first instead of the colors used today. What device in England uses yellow to tell drivers both to prepare to go and to prepare to stop?
Conferring. Stoplight. A traffic light. Final answer. Traffic light.
Traffic light or stoplight. That's correct. Here's your next question. A novel set in this country features a boy who possesses special powers due to the hour of his birth. Name this country, whose native authors include Salman Rushdie and Arundhati Roy.
Conferring India.
Yeah.
Final answer, India.
India is correct. Here's your next question. This only elementary particle to experience all 4 fundamental forces is found in protons and neutrons. Name this subatomic particle whose 6 flavors or types are up, down, top, bottom, charm, and strange.
Conferring quark. Final answer, quark.
Quark is correct. Here's your next question. It's a graphic. The sea named for the country shown here is south of the Barents Sea and between the Greenland Sea and the North Sea. In 1814, the Treaty of Kiel gave what country to the King of Sweden?
I don't know.
Conferring
No answer.
Norway. No answer.
No answer.
Okay, the correct answer for that is Norway. Your next question, also a graphic, and it's a math question. Add the 2 fractions shown on your screen.
Conferring 4x plus 8 over 3x plus 15.
Agree.
Final answer, 4x plus 8 over 3x plus 15.
No, I'm sorry, it's 7x plus 23 over 4x plus 20. Here's your next question. Which term used in rhetoric and derived from Greek words for over and throw now designates an absurdly exaggerated statement?
Conferring hyperbole.
Agree.
Final
Agree.
answer, hyperbole.
That is correct. And here's your final question, round one. White cultivars like Catadin, Cascade, and Itasca Ivory Crisp are just one of the 7 categories of what foods plants that include red, Yukon Gold, and russet.
Conferring potatoes. Final answer, potatoes.
That is correct. That's the end of round one, La Plata. Nice job. Now let's meet the team from Westlake.
Hi, my name is Skyler Adams, and I'm from Westlake High School, and I would like to thank our coaches, Miss Finch Howard and Miss D'Onofrio.
Hi, my name is Deidre Dillard. I'm from Westlake High School. I'm a junior, and I would like to thank our parents, friends, and family.
Hi, my name is Elijah Watkins. I'm from Westlake High School. I'm a junior, and I want to thank everybody watching right now.
All right, guys, welcome to round one. Once again, we have 10 questions in this round. You have 8 seconds to respond. Once I ask the questions, you get 10 points for answering correctly. You will lose 10 points for an incorrect answer. Here we go with your first question. 2 words needed. It receives blood through the mitral valve and pumps it through the aortic valve. Name this specific chamber of your heart whose right counterpart only pumps blood to the lungs.
The left ventricle.
Aorta.
Final answer?
Aorta.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. The correct answer was left ventricle. Here's your next question. It's a graphic. This Broadway musical includes the T-Birds and the Pink Ladies. What show tells the story of the Rydell High School seniors, Danny and Sandy, seen here?
Grease.
Is that your final answer?
Grease.
Grease. Grease is correct. Here's your next question. Give the term for the time period between 1919 and 1933, created by the 18th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution and ended by the 21st Amendment when making and selling alcohol in America was illegal.
The Roaring 20s.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. It was the Prohibition. Prohibition. Here's your next question. Name the specific style of window covering sold in both vertical and horizontal versions, whose main types include roller, Roman, pleated, and Venetian.
Shutters.
Okay.
Shutters or a tint.
Is that your final answer?
Shutters.
Shutters. Okay, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. It's blinds. Blinds. Here's your next question. In this novel, Jerry Cruncher robs graves at night. Name this Dickens novel in which Miss Frost goes deaf after shooting Madame Defarge, and that begins, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times.
Time.
Correct answer, A Tale of Two Cities. Here's your next question. What is the math term for the line that divides a figure into 2 parts that are mirror images of each other?
The line of symmetry.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is correct. Here's your next question. The Slutsky equation says that changes in this quantity from price are caused by a substitution effect and an income effect. Name this basic quantity of economics that typically decreases as supply increases.
Inflation.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
No, I'm sorry, it's demand. Demand. Here's your next question. It's a math question. There's a graphic, refer to the screen. Solve for the following shown here.
Time.
Sorry, time. The answer is 75. 75. Here's your next question. Greek and Latin gave this word to Middle English from roots, meaning with and name. Give this 7-letter term for a word that has the same meaning as another word.
A synonym? Oh, wait, no. No, that's not right.
Is that your final answer?
Synonym.
That is correct. Synonym is correct. And here's your final question for round one. Because they cost so much and are small and light, these substances have been traded between Europe and the Far East for centuries. What dried parts of plants are used in medicine and to improve the taste of food?
Herb.
Spice. Oh.
Final answer?
Herbs.
Herbs, I'm sorry, it's spices. It's spices. But nice job, Westlake, and now you guys can go back to the breakout room and we'll bring in the team from Lackey. Now let's meet the team from Lackey High School.
Hi, my name is Jordan Ravel. Hello, my name is Gabriel Ravel. I'd like to take the alternates.
Hi, I'm Brenna Bodie.
All right, guys, welcome to the game. Once again, I'll remind you that in round one, we have 10 questions. You have 8 seconds to respond. Once I ask the question, you receive 10 points for answering correctly. You lose 10 points for an incorrect answer. Here we go with your first question. The octopus, oyster, and slug are all included in this largest phylum of invertebrates whose creatures often live in the sea. Name this phylum that includes snails, squid, and scallops.
Time.
The correct answer, mollusks. Mollusk. Here's your next question. It is a graphic. In the late 1940s, he first used the process of pouring dripping paint onto flat canvas in stages, such as the one seen here, as he struggled through bouts of alcoholism and mental illness. Name this popular artist of the 20th century whose work is worth millions of dollars. Jackson Pollock. Here we go with your next question. Its museum lets visitors board ships and throw containers into the harbor. Colonists dressed as Native Americans snuck aboard British ships in 1773 and dumped cargo into the harbor during what event? Final answer?
Yes.
That is correct. Here we go. Next question. After this singer co-wrote a song on One Direction's first album, he co-wrote a song on Taylor Swift's album, Red. Identify this Englishman whose hit songs include Castle on the Hill.
Eryn.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is correct. Here we go with your next question. Considered the mother of every pharaoh, one of her forms was said to bring the annual flooding of the Nile River. Name this Egyptian goddess, the mother of Horus and the wife of Osiris.
ISIS.
Final answer?
Yes.
That is correct. Here's your next question. Each molecule of the compound naphthalene has two of what circular structure often seen in carbon compounds whose names begin with cyclo, and in the compound, benzene?
Time.
That would be a ring. Here's your next question. It's a graphic. One of this country's basic laws defines its flag, seen here, as having a blue triangular Star of David in the center. What Middle Eastern nation officially uses the Hebrew language?
Israel.
Final answer?
Yes.
That's correct. Here's your next question, a math question, also a graphic. Give the two values of x that satisfy the equation shown here.
Time.
That would be x equals 3 and negative 2. Here's your next question. This one's also a graphic. Identify the part of speech of the underlined word as shown on the screen. He brought KFC for the picnic yesterday, but was planning to bring Chick-fil-A instead.
Junction. Conjunction. Did you hear
Final
me?
answer? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, judges, do we need more specific or are we good?
Conjunction is correct.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. All right, here we go. Lackey, here's your final question in round one. Hank and Hal, the sons of its former owner, George Steinbrenner, now supervise what pinstripe Major League Baseball team that made it to the playoffs in 2020 but lost to Tampa Bay?
Houston Astros.
No, I'm sorry. The correct answer is the New York Yankees, but I don't think you're going to be penalized for that because I think we ran out of time before you answered. So that's the end of your round, Lackey. The team from North Point High School has joined us now in round one. Let's meet them.
Hello, I'm James Olmsted. I'm a 10th grader, and I would like to thank our teammates.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Jemu. I'm in 11th grade, and I would like to thank our coaches, Ms. Rock and Ms. Stewart, for all their support.
And my name is Yusra Omer. I'm also in 11th grade, and I would also like to thank our principal for all his support.
All right, welcome, North Point. We are still in round one, and I'll remind you we have 10 questions in this round. You have 8 seconds to respond. Once I ask the question, you receive 10 points for answering correctly. You will lose 10 points for an incorrect answer. All right, here we go with your first question. Its first types consisted of a lens between 2 flat metal plates. Name this lab device developed by Anton von Leeuwenhoek, whose compound type uses 2 lenses to study very small things.
Microscope.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
You are correct. All right, our next question is a graphic. Its alto and tenor types are used by different instruments, while its bass type includes 2 dots above and below the line indicating an F. What type of object is seen here?
A clef.
Final answer?
Yes.
Yes.
That is correct. Actually, you had 3 clefs there. Okay, here we go. Next question. Credited with discovering Greenland and encouraging people from Iceland to settle there, what colorful native of Norway had a son named Leif, who was the first Viking to explore North America?
Eric the Red, I think. Yes, Eric the Red, final answer.
That is correct. Next question. Types of this food include zwieback, brioche, naan, roti, and ciabatta. Name this food whose types also include matzah, hardtack, sourdough, and pumpernickel.
Bread.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct. Next question. In his short story about a hobo who tries to commit a crime and go to jail, the hobo can't get arrested until after he decides to be good. What American used surprise endings in his works like The Gift of the Magi?
Time.
That would be O. Henry or William Sidney Porter. Here's your next question. It's a graphic. Its gravity type is powered by water that falls from its top to its bottom. Name this device seen in here, where blades spin because of the energy from the moving water, and that turns that energy into electricity.
A water turbine?
Final answer?
Yes.
That would be correct. Next question. What decade of the 19th century saw the founding of America's Republican Party, the Second Opium War, the Crimean War, and James Buchanan's presidency just before the Civil War?
Is that the 50s?
More specific?
Yeah.
Time.
Okay, judges, you said 50s. I wasn't sure. I got a little blip, but
No, I'm sorry. I was trying to talk to my team. That was not an answer.
not an answer. So you have no answer for that?
Yes, no answer.
Okay, all right. So the correct answer would have been the 1850s. Okay, here we go. This is a math question and a graphic. Solve for x in this inequality shown on your screen.
X is greater than -3. No. Greater than -3.
Final answer?
Yes.
That is correct. Here's your next question. The words empty, voracious, hollowed, craving, and starved are all synonyms for what common adjective that describes someone who hasn't eaten for quite a while?
Hungry.
Final answer?
Yes.
That is correct. And here's your final question, round one. It is set in the Los Angeles suburb of Free Ridge and features 4 teenagers. Name this Netflix series whose main characters are Ruby, Jamal, Caesar, and Monse.
On My Block.
Final answer?
Yes.
That is correct. Nice job, North Point. And now let's meet the team from St. Charles.
Hi, my name is Rylee Josephs. I'm a senior at St. Charles High School.
Hi, my name is Andrea Cornegay, and I'm a junior at St. Charles High School.
I'm Bria McCallum, and I'm a senior at St. Charles High School.
All right, welcome, St. Charles. We're still in round one. We have 10 questions in this round. You have 8 seconds to respond once I ask the question. You get 10 points for answering correctly. You will lose 10 points if you answer incorrect. Here we go with your first question. The first question is a graphic. He wrote George's Secret Key with his daughter Lucy and A Brief History of Time without her. What British scientist, seen here, helped prove Einstein's general theory of relativity through his study of black holes?
I think it's Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, it's Stephen Hawking.
Here.
Stephen Hawking, final answer.
That is correct. Here's your next question. He burst on the American music scene in 1943 as a last-minute substitute for New York Philharmonic conductor Bruno Walter. Name this composer of the Broadway shows On the Town and West Side Story.
Do you guys know?
Not sure.
Leonardo Leonard Bernstein.
Leonard Bernstein, final answer.
That is correct. Or Leonard Bernstein.
I'm
we
sorry
go.
to interrupt. They answered that after time was up.
Oh, the time was up?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I didn't hear the time. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry, we got that answer after the time had expired. So let's move on to our next question. His promises of large returns were met at first by using later investors' money to pay off earlier investors. Name this man who got 14 years in jail after the collapse of his massive pyramid scheme.
You guys know? No.
Time.
No answer. That would be Charles Ponzi. Here's your next question. Made from limestone and chalk, it is heated and made into clinker before being ground into tiny grains and loaded into big bags. Name this hard substance that, when combined with water, turns into concrete.
You know?
Is it sand?
Sand, final answer.
No, I'm sorry, it's cement. Cement. Here's your next question. It's a graphic. One poem finished as he became poet laureate says, "'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all." Name this Englishman seen here who wrote the funeral poem Crossing the Bar.
Do either of you know?
No.
No answer.
That would be Alfred Lord Tennyson. Here's your next question. Which vertebrate class can shed its tail in some cases, is studied by a herpetologist as an outer covering made of armor or scales, and includes crocodiles and turtles?
Do either of you know? Reptiles, final answer.
That is correct. Here's your next question. The Allies created a fake operation to convince the Axis of an attack at the Pas de Calais. What World War II battle took place on beaches codenamed Gold and Omaha and 3 others on June 6, 1944?
Is it do you guys agree Normandy?
Yeah.
Normandy, final answer.
That is correct. We'd also accept D-Day, the invasion of Normandy. That's actually correct. My dad was part of that invasion. Here we go. Next question. It's a graphic and a math question. Solve for the 2 values of x in the equation shown on your screen.
Ten. 10, final answer.
No, I'm sorry, we needed 2, but x equals -6 and x equals 5. Here's your next question. Spell the word in the following sentence that is a shade of black. The sunset on the rocks created shades of magenta, turquoise, ochre, and ebony.
OCRHE, final answer.
No, I'm sorry, it was ebony, E-B-O-N-Y. Here we go, final question, round 1. Which Major League Baseball team's starting lineup in 2020 often included second baseman Ozzie Albies, shortstop Dansby Swanson, and first baseman Freddie Freeman?
Do either of you know?
No. The only thing I could think of is like probably the Braves.
Time. Time.
Okay, I think you got it. You said Braves before she said time. Was that your answer?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, judges, are we good to accept that?
Yes, the answer came in before time.
The answer came in before time, and it was right. So nice job. Good job, St. Charles. Now you guys can go to the breakout room, and we'll bring in the team from McDonough. We are in Game 7 of Round 1. Let's meet the team from McDonough High School.
Hi, my name is Sam Chernoff. I'm a junior from McDonough High School,
and I'd like to thank our principal, Mr. Roberts, rest of our administration, and anyone else that made it possible for us to compete today.
Hi, I'm Danny Mears. I'd like to thank our alternate Nick and the rest of its academic team at McDonough for helping us study.
Hi, I'm Rebecca White. I'm in 11th grade, and I'd like to thank our coaches, Miss Hobbs and Miss Howard.
All right, welcome, McDonough. Before we begin, I'll just remind you that in this round, we have 10 questions. You have 8 seconds to answer once the questions are asked. You get 10 points for answering correctly. You'll lose 10 points for answering incorrectly. Here we go with your first question. The movie First Man was criticized for not showing a U.S. flag when this former Navy aviator made history. Name this astronaut who said, "One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind."
Final answer, Neil Armstrong.
That is correct. Here's your next question. It is a graphic. Van der Waals' correction of this law adds the correction factors A and B. Name this law combining Charles Boyle's, Gay-Lussac's, and Avogadro's laws in the equation seen here.
What do you guys think?
Not sure on this one. Might be Hooke's law.
We're out of time. It's the ideal gas law. Here we go. Next question. What object is featured in the painting Washington Crossing the Delaware, in a classic photo of Marines raising it on Iwo Jima, and in a Jasper Johns artwork with fewer stars than it has now?
Final answer, American flag.
That is correct. Next question. It began with an attack from the north in 1950 that was beaten back after a landing at Incheon. Name this armed conflict, stopped since 1953 by an armistice that has never officially ended.
Final answer, Korean War.
That is correct. Here's your next question. 2020 professional events in what sport included the Rolex Paris Masters, the French Open, and several Davis Cup qualifiers?
Tennis, right?
Yeah, it's tennis.
Final answer, tennis.
That is correct. The next question is a graphic. He gave us the phrase "shot heard round the world" in his Concord hymn, and said that a foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds. Name the American seen here whose essays include self-reliance.
Thomas Paine.
Is it Thoreau? What do you guys?
Yeah. Final answer, Henry David Thoreau.
I'm sorry, it's Ralph Waldo Emerson. Here we go, next question. After ambassadorships to Russia and France, he led Prussia's defeat of Austria in 1866. Name this leader who gave his blood and iron speech before he became modern-day Germany's first chancellor.
Time.
Otto von Bismarck. All right, here we go with your next question. It's a math question and a graphic on the screen. The question is, solve for x in the equation shown on your screen.
Final answer, 2/3.
That is correct. Next question. The N type of this punctuation mark is used when writing 2020-21. Its M type can replace commas, a colon, or a set of parentheses in a sentence. Name this punctuation mark longer than a hyphen.
It's just called dash?
Final answer?
I think.
Time.
Are we?
No answer.
No answer.
Okay, all right. Dash was correct. Here's your final question, round one, and this will be the end of round one. He was a carpenter before his acting career took off with movies like Air Force One and with characters like Jack Ryan. Name this actor who will be 80 when his 5th Indiana Jones movie hits theaters.
Final answer, Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford is correct. And that is the end of your questions for round 1 and the end of round 1. So nice job. Okay, after one round, our scores, Westlake has 80, St. Charles 110, Thomas Stone 140, and La Plata, Lackey, and McDonough in a three-way tie with 150, and North Point is our leader right now with 180. We are now in round 2. This round is a category round. We'll have 6 questions. When I ask the question, you'll have 8 seconds to respond. You receive 20 points for answering correctly. There is no penalty for an incorrect answer. Thomas Stone is with us right now, and Thomas Stone, your questions will be answered with a word that starts with the letter B. Here we go, first question. Known as the busiest port in all of South America, name this Argentina capital that boasts to have more bookstores per capita than any other country in the world.
That's Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
The answer is Buenos Aires.
That is correct. Here's your next question. When written partly from the journals of George Adamson, it tells of the adventures of raising lion cubs to survive in the wild without a mother. Name this book by George's wife, Joy, about a lioness named Elsa.
Time.
That would be Born Free. Here we go with your next question. The principle that an increase in the speed of a fluid occurs with a decrease in pressure can explain an airline's ability to achieve lift. What principle of fluid dynamics bears the name of a Swiss scientist?
Time.
Bernoulli's principle. Here we go with your next question. What holiday, roughly equivalent to America's Independence Day, makes the storming by peasants of the French King Louis XVI's royal prison on July 14, 1789?
I think that's Bastille Day.
Yeah, it is Bastille Day.
The answer is Bastille Day.
That is correct. Here's your next question. The Twilight series of books, written by Stephenie Meyer, told the stories of Bella, Edward, and Jacob. What was the name of the 4th series of the popular saga of vampires and werewolves?
Would it be Breaking Dawn?
Try it.
The answer is Breaking Dawn.
That is correct. Here's your final question. Shades of this color include copicha, smoky topaz, burnt umber, and beaver. Identify this color, often made by adding black to orange, whose other shades include khaki, desert sand, and wood.
That'd be brown, yeah. The answer is brown.
And that is correct. And that's the end of round 2, Thomas Stone. Team from La Plata has joined us now in round 2. And in round 2, La Plata, we have 6 questions. You'll have 8 seconds to respond once I ask the question. You receive 20 points for a correct answer. There is no penalty for an incorrect answer. It is a category round, and your answers will, the words for your answers will start with the letter F. F. Here we go with your first question. Give the math term for any relationship between x and y where each y coordinate is paired with only one x coordinate.
Conferring. A function.
Function.
Final answer, function.
That is correct. Here's your next question. It advocated a strong central government when it began in 1789. Name this political party that never won another presidential election after it elected John Adams as America's 2nd president.
Conferring. Federalist.
Agree.
Final answer, Federalist.
That is correct. Here's your next question. Mephistopheles wagers that he can satisfy this scholar in exchange for his soul. Helen of Troy appears in Goethe's version of what play whose title character is saved by eternal womanhood after losing the wager?
I don't know. Any guess? Anything?
I don't have any guesses.
Time.
I have no guess.
Time.
We're out of time. The answer, Faust. Faust. Here's your next question. Give the term for the process that uses up to 3 to 4% of the natural gas extracted worldwide each year by simply burning it with a flame.
Inferring fracking?
Agree.
Or fracking?
Fracking's your final answer?
Yep.
No, I'm sorry, it's flare or flaring. Here's your next question. In Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream, Titania and Oberon are king and queen to what group of mystical people?
Inferring fairies.
Agree.
Final answer, fairies.
That is correct. Here's your final question, round 2. Name the video game created by Epic Games where 100 people can play against each other at the same time in its wildly popular Battle Royale version.
Inferring Fortnite.
Agree.
Final answer, Fortnite.
That is correct. And that is the end of round 2, La Plata. Well done. It's round 2, and Westlake High School has joined us. Westlake, in this round, it is a category round. We'll have 6 questions. You'll have 8 seconds to respond once the question is asked. You receive 20 points for answering correctly, no penalty for an incorrect answer. Category round, your answers will start with the letter L. Here we go, first question. It serves to equate a specific noun with another word also describing the same noun. What specific type of verb can include feel or seem, but is most often a form of the verb be?
Skyler, I think it's a linking verb.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, linking verb. Final answer.
That's correct. Here's your next question. Name the computer programming concept designed to repeat some instructions over and over until an important event occurs that causes the program to move on.
Skylar, I think it might be logging, but I'm not entirely sure.
I don't know.
Logging. Final answer.
No, I'm sorry. The correct answer is loop. Loop. Here's your next question. While caring for a dead mouse, he travels with his friend, where eventually the two friends find work on a farm that only leads to trouble. Name this John Steinbeck character in which his love of petting soft things leads to his demise.
Skyler, it's Lenny.
Yeah,
Lenny from
final
Mice and Men.
answer. Lenny, final
That is
answer.
correct. That is correct. Here's your next question. Between 1386 and 1795, it formed a union with Poland to dominate much of Eastern Europe. Name this country that, after World War II, became part of the Soviet Union, along with Estonia and Latvia.
You think Germany?
I don't know. It has to start with the letter L. I'm not sure.
Time.
The answer, Lithuania. Here's your next question. The outside edge of this structure may be dentate, serrate, ciliate, or spiny. Name this structure that includes veins, a cuticle, and stomata.
I have no idea. Do you?
No, I don't know.
I don't know either.
No answer.
Time.
That would be a leaf.
Oh.
Here's your final question. Signed 9 months before the Pearl Harbor attack, what 1941 legislation was used to send American World War II materials to Europe without requiring those countries to pay for it?
No answer.
No answer?
Time.
Lend-Lease Act. But that's the end of the round. Good job, Westlake. It's round 2. Lackey High School has joined us, and in this round, it's a category round. We have 6 questions. You'll have 8 seconds to respond once I ask the question. You receive 20 points for answering correctly. There is no penalty for an incorrect answer. The category round, your answers will start with the letter M. Here's your first question. He tells Baroness Schrader, I like rich people. I like how they live. I like how I live when I'm with them. What character in the Sound of Music movie gets the Von Trapps into the Salzburg Music Festival?
Time.
That would be Max Detweiler. Here's your next question. At the end of this novel, the narrator, saved by hanging on to Queequeg's coffin, is the only one of the crew who survives. Name this novel about Captain Ahab and a white whale.
Okey Dick.
Final answer?
Yes.
That is correct. Here's your next question. Its first phase rearranges genes to create brand new combinations. When complete, the 4 haploid cells that are produced each have half the chromosomes of their parent cell. Name this process of cell division.
Metaphase.
Say that one more time.
Metaphase.
I'm sorry. Judges, did she get that?
Not correct.
Not correct. Okay. Meiosis. Meiosis is the correct answer. Here we go. Next question. The water tunnel found under its Temple of Inscriptions was probably designed to carry off the spirit of the ancient ruler Pakal. In what country is the temple part of Mayan ruins at Palenque?
Mexico.
Final answer?
Yes.
That's correct. Next question. It encouraged maximizing of exports and minimizing of imports, as well as obtaining gold and silver. Name this economic concept used by major European powers from the 1500s to the 1700s.
Mercantilism.
Final answer?
Yes.
That's correct. Final question, round 2. It is a line connecting a vertex of a triangle with the midpoint of the opposite side. What 6-letter word is also a line segment whose length is the average of the bases of a trapezoid and parallel to those bases?
Time.
We're out of time. That answer would be median, but nice job, Lackey. North Point High School has joined us in round 2, and round 2 is a category round with 6 questions. You have 8 seconds to respond. Once I ask the question, you receive 20 points for answering correctly. There's no penalty for an incorrect answer. Category round, your answers will start with the letter R. Letter R. Here we go, first question. Some people recite prayers at night during this period or wake up early for a pre-dawn meal. At its end, participants celebrate Eid al-Fitr. Name this holy month when Muslims fast in daytime.
Ramadan.
Final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct. Next question. Despite its nickname, it is shaped like a horseshoe that connects the Philippines, Alaska, and Mexico around the outside of the Pacific Ocean. What geologic area includes most of the Earth's volcanoes?
Ring of Fire.
Ring of Fire.
Final answer.
That is correct. Next question. It can't be used against federal officials, but can be used against state and local leaders if enough people sign a petition. What type of election tries to remove an elected official before he finishes his full term?
Impeachment. Final answer.
It has to start with R.
Oh, yes, it does.
Time.
It was a good try. The answer is recall elections, recall elections. Here's the next question. The novels where she appears cover her life from age 4 to age 10, beginning in the first story of Henry Huggins. Give the first name of this Beverly Cleary character with an older sister named Jesus Quimby.
Ramona. Final answer.
That's correct. Next question. This city's residents are known as Cariocas. Founded by the Portuguese in the 1500s, its regions include Ipanema and Copacabana. What Brazilian city is home to the Christ the Redeemer statue?
Rio.
More specific?
Rio de Janeiro.
Final answer?
Yeah.
That's correct. And your final question, North Point. While Geraldine Doyle worked at a Michigan factory in World War II, a photo of her became one of the war's most famous posters. What female character's big muscles told Americans, "We can do it"?
Rosie the Riveter.
Final answer?
Yes.
That is correct. Well done, North Point. Now you guys can go back into the breakout room and we'll bring in the team from St. Charles. Round 2, welcome St. Charles High School. In this round, it's a category round. You'll have 6 questions. You'll have 8 seconds to respond when I ask the question. You receive 20 points for answering correctly. There's no penalty for an incorrect answer. Category round, your answers will start with the letter S. Here we go, first question. Based on the Declaration of Independence, identify the 1848 Declaration of the Rights of Women, named for the New York town where the convention met that wrote it.
Do you know? Suffragettes? I'm not really sure.
It has to be.
We're out of time. The correct answer is Seneca Falls Declaration. Here's your next question. A white couple is taken in by a black con man in what John Guare play, whose title shares its name with part of the name of a game of finding connections between unexpected people and actor Kevin Bacon?
Do either of you know?
No.
Time.
6 Degrees of Separation. Here's your next question. This country's divisions include the island of Gotland and its mainland provinces, Hälsingland, Dalsland, Uppland, and Lapland. Name this country that once owned the southern part of Finland.
Do either of you know? What is it? Say it again.
Sweden.
Sweden, final answer.
That is correct. Next question. Name the African ruler killed by his half-brothers in 1828, 1 year after the death of his mother, Nandi, caused him to kill thousands of his own Zulu tribesmen.
Shaka Zulu, final answer.
That is correct. Here's your next question. It may provide protons or electrons needed for a reaction, or just allow reactants to react without affecting the outcome. What type of substance, usually liquid, creates a solution by dissolving a solute?
Do either of you know?
Time.
That would be a solvent. Here's your final question of round 2. A set of data points with a minimum value of 36 and a maximum value of 48 would be described by what adjective if most points are either close to 36 or close to 48?
Is it separated? Separated, final answer.
No, I'm sorry, it's skewed. But that's the end of this round. Nice job, St. Charles. Now, you guys can go back into the breakout room and we'll bring in the team from McDonough. Welcome, McDonough. This is the final game of round 2. Round 2 is a category round. We have 6 questions. You have 8 seconds to respond once I ask the question. You receive 20 points for answering correctly. No penalty for an incorrect answer. It is a category round, and your answers will have a word in them that starts with the letter T. So here we go. McDonough with your first question. A country may use it to protect workers from foreign competition by raising the price of an import, so it costs at least as much as a domestic version of the same good. Name this type of international tax.
Final answer, tariff.
Tariff is correct. Here's your next question. The alpine type of this biome has soil that drains better than its Arctic type, where a lack of water drainage often creates ponds. Name this biome, always covered by a layer of permafrost.
Danny, you got this one?
Yeah, I do believe it's Thai.
Final answer, taiga.
No, I'm sorry, it's a tundra. Tundra. Next question. Webster's defines what document as a contract in writing between two or more political authorities, formally signed by representatives duly authorized by the lawmaking authority of a state.
Final answer, treaty.
Treaty is correct. Next question. Give the four-word title of the Robert Frost poem that concludes with the lines, I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
Final answer, the road less traveled.
Judges?
Miss Young, this is going to be yours.
Incorrect answer.
I'm sorry, that's not correct. We're looking for the road not taken. Taken being the T word in there. Here we go, next question. He is considered to be the patron saint of the theater. Identify either this ancient Greek or the word that comes from his name and means actor or actress.
Thespis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final answer, Thespis.
Or thespian, that is correct. And here's your final question, and the final question for round two. The star Alcyone in this constellation is within the Pleiades cluster. Name this zodiac constellation whose brightest star is Aldebaran and commemorates the god Zeus changing himself into a white bull.
Taurus, right?
Taurus.
Final answer, Taurus.
Taurus is correct. Well done, McDonough. That is the end of round two. After two rounds, we have Westlake with 120 points. We have St. Charles with 150 points. We have Lackey with 210. We have Thomas Stone with 220. We have a tie for second place right now. La Plata and McDonough both with 230 and North Point with 280 points. So well done to all the teams, and now we'll get ready for round three. Welcome to round three. Round three is a team round. The team from Thomas Stone will begin this round for us. In this round, we have 8 questions. After I ask the question, you have 8 seconds to respond. You'll receive 10 points for answering correctly. You'll lose 10 points for an incorrect answer. 8 questions. Here we go. Here's your first question, Thomas Stone. Written as a response to communist prosecutions of the 1950s, what Arthur Miller play set during the Salem witch trials ends with Abigail leaving America and John Proctor hanged for witchcraft?
Time.
No answer. The Crucible. The Crucible. Here's our next question. Identify the constitutional amendment within the Bill of Rights that allows a trial by jury in federal court for civil cases, even though no one bothers to actually sue for only its $20 minimum anymore.
Isn't that number 6?
Yeah, go for it.
The answer is the 6th Amendment.
I'm sorry, it's the 7th Amendment. 7th Amendment. Here's your next question. A blood lime, a tangelo, and a plumcot are examples of what type of organism created by purposely cross-pollinating 2 different plants to create a third different plant?
Time.
The correct answer, hybrid. Here's your next question. It's a graphic and a math question. Solve for x in the equation shown on your screen.
Time.
The correct answer is 8. 8. Here's your next question. Name the city in northeastern Georgia, the state capital between 1785 and 1795, that is now most famous as the site of the annual Masters Golf Tournament.
Time.
Augusta. Augusta. Here's your next question. It's a graphic. He had his first public exhibition by the time he was 15 years old.
Salvador Dali.
Name this Spanish artist, known as a surrealist painter in the early 1900s, famous for his work shown here called Persistence of Memory.
The answer is Dali.
That is correct. Here's your next question. He became head of Spanish nationalist forces in 1936 and kept that post for nearly 40 years. Name this conservative generalissimo, finally succeeded by King Juan Carlos I in 1975.
Time.
General Francisco Franco. Here's your final question. His novel, The Warden, is the first of his set of stories about small-town English life that revolve around the local church. Name this 19th century British writer of 6 novels known as the Barsetshire Chronicles.
Time.
That would be Anthony Trollope. But that's the end of that round for you guys. Welcome to round 3, La Plata. This is a team round. In this round, you'll have 8 questions. You have 8 seconds to respond. Once I ask the questions, you get 10 points for answering correctly. You will lose 10 points for an incorrect answer. Here we go with your first question. The serpent with this name will be killed by Thor at the end of the world. Identify this Middle Earth of Norse mythology connected to Asgard by the Bifrost Bridge, home to human beings, and is also depicted in Marvel Comics.
Turing.
Pass.
Pass.
No answer. Midgard. Midgard. Here's your next question. Its headwaters are formed by the Gallatin, Jefferson, and Madison rivers in Montana. Identify this major river that forms part of the borders separating Nebraska, Iowa, South Dakota, and Kansas.
Conferring Missouri, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know.
Pass.
Time.
Pass.
Pass. Missouri is correct. Next question. Give the general term for any substance listed on the right side of a chemical equation that is generated from reactants on the left side of the equation.
Conferring products.
Agree.
Products.
That is correct. Next question. It's a math question and a graphic on your screen. Evaluate the following shown on your screen.
Time.
Sorry, 19.5. Here we go, next question. Old types of this object had a skid plate or tail guard that kept its back end from being damaged in a sudden stop. Name this device whose truck connects its wheels to its deck where your feet are placed.
Conferring carriage.
Agree.
Final answer, carriage.
I'm sorry, it's a skateboard. Skateboard. Here's your next question. This one is a graphic. By the time he died in 1987, his art had featured Brillo pads, Heinz 57 sauce, and Campbell's soup, seen here. Name this American artist whose fame has now lasted much more than 15 minutes.
Confirm Andy Warhol.
Agree.
Sir Andy Warhol.
That is correct. Here's your next question. In the 20th century, Lal Shastri served in as this, that was also held by Rajiv Gandhi and his mother Indira, after first being held by Jawaharlal Nehru from 1947 to 1964. Name this specific elected post held by these people.
Conferring. Indian Prime Minister.
Agree.
And I answer Indian Prime Minister.
That is correct. I worked hard on that question. I'm glad you got it right. Here's your final question, Plata. In its chapter 3, the dominant primordial beast, nearly 100 starving dogs attack a sled dog team, and the main character then kills his arch enemy, a dog named Spitz. Identify this Jack London novel.
Confirm Call of the Wild.
Agree.
Final answer, Call of the Wild.
That is correct, and that's the end of round 3. Well done, Plata. Well done. So you guys can go to the breakout room, and we'll bring in the team from Westlake. Westlake High School has joined us in round 3. In round 3, it's a team round. You get 8 questions. You'll have 8 seconds to respond. Once I ask the question, you get 10 points for answering correctly. You will lose 10 points for an incorrect answer. Here we go. Here's your first question. Name this woman of myth that was the model for the famous sculpture Venus de Milo, whom some have said to have been the daughter of Zeus and was the goddess of fertility, love, and beauty.
I think it's Aphrodite, but I'm not entirely sure.
Aphrodite, final answer.
I'm sorry, it's Athena. Here's your next question. Name the Confederate general shot by his own men at the Battle of Chancellorsville, whose final words were, "Let us cross over the river and rest in the shade of the trees."
No answer.
No answer. The correct answer is Thomas Stonewall Jackson. Here's your next question. Its parts typically include a battery, commutator, and brushes. Name this object that creates torque as its electric field changes and that can operate with either direct current or alternating current.
No answer.
Electric motor. That would be the electric motor. All right, here's your next question, a math question. It'll be on the screen. Simplify the following shown on your screen.
Um, 28 over 42. Oh, simplify. Wait.
20.
Time.
I think it's 28, Skyler.
28 over 42.
I didn't get an answer on that. Judges, that's a no answer, right? They didn't get it in time?
Correct.
Okay, the correct answer is 2/3. 2/3. But we didn't get the answer in time, so you don't lose points. Okay, here we go. Next question. His real name is David Webb. After joining a secret operation called Treadstone, he is trained as a hired killer but can't totally forget his past life. Give the fake name of this spy, featured in 4 movies starring Matt Damon.
I don't know.
No answer.
Time.
Correct answer, Jason Bourne. Here's your next question. It's a graphic. The zone system he developed for his pictures uses a 0 for pure black. Name this 20th century American photographer famed for his black and white photos of Yosemite National Park, like the one seen here.
Time.
Ansel Adams. Ansel Adams.
No idea.
Here we go. Next question. Once part of the Kingdom of Cambodia, this city, located near the South China Sea, was under control of the French since 1859 and served as the capital of the Republic of Vietnam from 1956 until 1975. What is the current name of this city that fell in the Vietnam War?
No answer.
No answer. Ho Chi Minh City. Here's your final question. The memoirs Farewell to Manzanar and Nice Daughter have as their main historical background what specific event when U.S. citizens of Asian descent were put in camps during World War II?
Is it Pearl Harbor? Do we think?
I think it's Pearl Harbor, but I'm not sure.
Not
Pearl
sure.
Harbor, final answer.
No, I'm sorry, that was the Japanese internment. But that's the end of the round, Westlake. Nicely done. Westlake's first question in round 3, we had it initially as incorrect. They'd answered Aphrodite. We said the correct answer was Athena, but they have challenged that, and either of those are accepted. So that first question is correct, and Westlake will be awarded the points. Lackey High School has joined us for round 3, and Lackey, in this round, it is a team round. We have 8 questions. You have 8 seconds to respond. Once I ask the question, you receive 10 points for answering correctly. You will lose 10 points for incorrect answer. All right, here we go with your first question. Visitors to Frankfurt, Germany can visit his house with its distinctive facade. A friend of Schiller named this German poet, playwright, and author of The Sorrows of Young Werther.
Time.
Goethe. Here's your second question. Considered the remainder of the old Lake Bonneville, it receives water from the Jordan River, but has no streams to empty into. Give the 3-word name for this body of water with a high mineral content.
Time.
And that would be the Great Salt Lake. Here's your next question. What astronomer's 6 books concerning the revolutions of the heavenly orbs, explaining his idea that the planets revolve around the sun, was published shortly before his death in 1543 in his native Poland?
Galileo.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
I'm sorry, it was Nicholas Copernicus. Here's your next question. It's a math question, and it'll be a graphic on the screen. Solve for a positive integer as shown on your screen.
$700.
Say that one more time.
5,700.
Final answer?
Yes.
That's correct. Here's your next question. His movies include Zelig, Bananas, Sleeper, Manhattan, and Annie Hall. Name this director whose wife, Soon Yi, is only about half his age and who directed the 2020 movie Rifkin's Festival.
Time.
That would be Woody Allen. Here's your next question. It's a graphic. His Razumovsky quartets are Opus 59, and his ballet, The Creatures of Prometheus, is Opus 43. What German seen here also composed an Emperor piano concerto, an Egmont overture, and a pastoral symphony? What was that?
Mozart.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay, did she get that in time?
No.
No. Okay, you did. You got a no answer, so you're not going to lose points because
There's no answer.
that happens to be Ludwig von Beethoven. All right, here's your next question. After signing the order of execution for King Charles I, he dismissed the Rump Parliament in 1653 to become the sole leader of England, named this Lord Protector of the English Civil War.
Time.
Oliver Cromwell. Here's your final question, Lackey. Name the Kurt Vonnegut's short story where a 14-year-old boy escapes from prison and shows he's not going to be chained down by his handicap and saves the beautiful ballerina who is wearing a mask as her handicap.
Time.
Harrison Bergeron. That's the end of round 3 for you, Lackey. Nice job. North Point is with us now in round 3. Round 3 is a team round. We have 8 questions in this round. Once I ask the question, you'll have 8 seconds to respond. You'll receive 10 points for answering correctly, and you will lose 10 points for an incorrect answer. Here we go. Here's your first question. This novel's protagonist discovers a fleur-de-lis branded on the shoulder of Milady, who turns out to be the wife of Athos. Name this Alexandre Dumas novel about Porthos and Aramis.
Time.
That would be the Three Musketeers. Named for the man in Britain's Parliament who proposed them, what series of laws issued by Britain in 1767 began American unhappiness with the idea of taxation without representation?
The Townshend law. Townshend Acts.
Final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct. Here's your next question. Name the type of star with an average or below average mass or size that includes our sun and that got its name to distinguish it from a giant or supergiant.
Do you guys know, is that a red giant?
I'm not sure.
Time.
We didn't get that in. That was a discussion rather than the final answer. The correct answer was dwarf star. Dwarf star. Here's your next question. It's a math question and will be on the screen. Simplify the following shown on your screen.
4. You guys think?
Time.
We didn't get that one in time either, unfortunately, and the correct answer was 4. Here's your next question. A quarterback stands still and pretends to throw with one hand while reaching behind his back and handing the ball off to a runner with his other hand. Give the 3-word nickname for this football play that comes from the quarterback looking like a sculpture in New York Harbor.
I want to say fake out, but I don't know what it's called.
Time.
That was the Statue of Liberty play. They don't use that very much anymore. All right, here's your next question. It's a graphic. Name this 20th century artist whose African period came between his Cubist periods and his Rose and Blue period, and whose Depression-era paintings include his giant Guernica, seen here.
Pablo Picasso, final answer?
That is correct. Next question. Its last ruling dynasty included the reigns of kings Mongkut and Chulalongkorn. Identify this Asian nation that, in the 1600s, still controlled parts of its neighbors, Cambodia, Laos, and Burma.
China or yeah, something like that.
Could be.
Time.
Thailand. Here's your final question, North Point. He wrote about Tristan Tzara, James Joyce, and Vladimir Lenin, all having a common friend in Zurich, in his play Travesties. Name this British playwright who also wrote Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead.
Time.
Tom Stoppard. But that's the end of round 3. Nice job, North Point. You guys can go back into the breakout room. It's round 3 with St. Charles High School, and in this round, it's a team round. We have 8 questions. Once I ask the question, you have 8 seconds to respond. You receive 10 points for answering correctly. You lose 10 points for answering incorrectly. Here we go, St. Charles, with your first question. Its main character is left orphaned by a cholera epidemic and is sent to England to live with her Uncle Archibald. Name this novel by Frances Hodgson Burnett about Colin, Dickon, and Mary Lennox.
Do either of you know?
No. Time.
The Secret Garden. Here's your second question. A 1959 treaty keeps this area a scientific preserve for peaceful purposes. Name this landmass whose mountain ranges include the Queen Alexandras and whose mountains include Mount Vinson.
Do either of you know?
Time.
Antarctica. Here's your next question. It tags proteins bound for the lysosome and is made of flat discs called cisternae. Name this organelle that packages and sorts proteins and lipids into vesicles for transport around a cell.
Do either of you know? RNA, final answer.
I'm sorry, Golgi. Here's your next question. It is a graphic and a math question. A square with sides 4 units long is centered at the origin. Give the coordinates of the top left corner of the square after the square is dilated by a factor of 5.
Do either of you know?
Time.
Correct answer, -10 and 10. Your next question. Famed for making cameo appearances in his own movies, name the British film director and master of suspense who was played by Anthony Hopkins in a film about the making of his thriller, Psycho.
Is it Hitchcock? Alfred Hitchcock, final answer.
Correct. Your next question, graphic. Name the Italian composer seen here, whose operas include Victor Hugo-based Rigoletto and the Alexandre Dumas Fils-based opera about Violetta Valery called La Traviata.
Do either of you know?
Is it Giuseppe Verdi?
Giuseppe Verdi, final answer.
Correct. Next question. In 1963, he was the victim of the first homicide shown live on TV when Jack Ruby killed him in Dallas 2 days after this man shot police officer J.D. Tippit. Name this assassin who killed John Kennedy.
Do either of you know?
Time.
Harvey Oswald. Here's your final question. Its title character's mother and sister are healed of their leprosy during a rainstorm after the crucifixion of Jesus. Name this Lou Wallace title character who defeats a Roman named Messala in a chariot race.
Do either of you know?
Time. Time.
Ben-Hur. That's the end of that round, St. Charles. Nicely done. You guys can go back to the breakout room, and we'll bring McDonough into the main room. McDonough High School has joined us. It is round 3, and McDonough, in this round, we have 8 questions. It's a team round. Once we ask the question, you'll have 8 seconds to respond. You'll receive 10 points for answering correctly, and you'll lose 10 points for an incorrect answer. Here we go, McDonough, with your first question. Name the Mary Norton series of novels about the tiny family whose last name is Clock and who survives by temporarily using things that humans don't need.
The Borrowers, I do believe.
Yeah.
What? The Borrowers, I do believe. Final answer, The Borrowers.
That is correct. Next question. He was the last U.S. president to leave office on March 4th instead of January 20th. Name this president who campaigned in 1928 on the slogan, "A chicken in every pot and 2 cars in every garage."
Final answer, Herbert Hoover.
That is correct. Next question. This problem is often treated with either a clot-busting drug or angioplasty. Give the common 2-word term for this acute health problem, sometimes called a myocardial infarction.
Blood clot, right? I think so, yeah. Final answer, blood clot.
No, it's a heart attack. Here's your next question. The math question on the screen. Solve for x on the diagram shown on your screen.
Time.
Is it 13?
Final answer, 13.
Yeah, but you missed the time. The time ran out. Sorry, that is the correct answer. We just need a couple seconds more. All right, here's our next question. The grape, avocado, and persimmon actually fit into what category of fruit? Because they come from one ovary and have an outer skin, a fleshy middle, and seeds on the inside.
Time.
Berry. It's a berry. Here's our next question. It's also a graphic. He designed the Guggenheim Museum in New York City and a Wisconsin house called the Taliesin. Name this American designer whose houses included falling water seen here.
Don't remember the name.
Me either.
Time.
Frank Lloyd Wright. Here we go. Next question. Name the South American country led by Lyndon Forbes Burnham for the 20 years that included its independence from England, that is located along the North Atlantic between Venezuela, Brazil, and Suriname.
Colombia? You guys think?
No.
Oh.
Time.
Correct answer, Guyana. Here's the final question of the competition, possibly. Here we go. The great-grandfather of Hercules married his wife Andromeda after saving her from a sea monster. Name this man of myth, fathered by a shower of gold, who used a mirror to cut off the head of Medusa.
Was it? What do you think about Perseus?
Yeah. Final answer, Perseus.
That is correct. And that is the end of the competition. Well done, McDonough, and you guys can stay there, and we'll invite the rest of the teams to come in and look at the final scores, and we'll have our awards.